Rawr.
I'm angry about taxes.
When did we all get this dumb? Almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and nuclear warfare. I don't see any bodies, so it doesn't count.
I'm angry about taxes.
I'm the chef. I want to hear one thing. Yes, chef. Come on, man. Use your brain. The Why I'm Angry podcast starts now. Oh, yeah. It's the Why I'm Angry podcast in the Freestyle Man Cave studio. I got Jay Boots here.
Hey.
And I am the chef. This is the podcast where all of your rights in the Constitution are good until it oppresses someone else. So the First Amendment's great until you cross a barrier that your thoughts and words oppress somebody else.
Now, will I be given forewarning about this?
No, you are just going to be canceled.
All right, so I don't even get like a check sheet?
You don't get a check balance, or even you don't even get to fight your cause. You can't argue your case. You're just canceled. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
I heard on an interview today that some girl was upset that her First Amendment rights were being infringed upon, or she didn't care about infringing upon other people's First Amendment rights when they crossed a line and were oppressing someone else. And I thought, are these oppressive words like verbal abuse? Like you're just like putting someone down for years and years, and actually, no. These this was the words of conservative oppression. Yeah. So here on the Why I'm Angry podcast, we are keeping the words of conservative oppression. Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep them.
Now, where will we be keeping them? On our C drive or
C drive, D drive, F drive, mainly the F drive because we don't give an F. So this was a pretty busy week. This was today's news cycle was pretty heavy, pretty strong with the force. People, I don't know what happened, but people went crazy this week.
I heard some of it.
Yeah, we had 2 banks go out. For some reason, we only heard about one. I mean, Signature Bank went out also, but there was no major news response about Signature Bank. Just the Silicon Valley Bank, the rich people bank.
It does make you wonder what they're covering up.
Well, I did hear on a conspiracy theory, which is really just a prophecy theory, that they gave too much money to the Green New Deal. They had given a bunch of money to Antifa and Black Lives Matter, and that maybe those investments didn't pan out well for them.
I could see that.
Like maybe when you invest $87 million into causes, the rate of return on investment is big old zero. And this is a big old zero, not the 666 or the racial whatever or the game where you go like this.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you hit your friend in the shoulder. Zero. So yeah, Silicon Valley Bank went down. Isn't this the signal of the end?
It's one of them for sure, yeah.
It's a big one.
It's a big one, and I'm okay with it.
Because if you see the writing on the wall is, look, banks are the devil. We need to get rid of them. They're going to lose all your money.
It's hard to ignore the writing on the wall.
Go put your trust in the government. The government is going to create a one world currency, and you can use that anywhere. You can go to Germany and use it, and you can go, and there's no exchange rate.
No.
Because it'll be an automatic rate of return. We'll all have the same currency.
I can't wait.
Digital currency, controlled by the government. What could go wrong?
Well, they're smarter than all of us, so we should listen to them.
We should definitely make sure that when they tell us to buy the stretchy pants, we buy the stretchy pants. What color is what I'm going to ask? What color?
Blue.
Blue? Okay. Where do I get the chip?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is scary times. If you start seeing banks go down, and the government literally, they are covering the FDIC requirements, but they just killed off self-made millionaires.
Yes, they did.
Obviously, they didn't take out anyone that is part of the system. But if you were a self-made millionaire and you put $1 million in there, $250,000 is all you're getting back.
Yep. Well, that's fair. That's fair. After all, they are our leader.
It's all you need. It's your fair share. Yeah, that's it. It's your fair share.
It's your fair share.
It's your fair share.
Share fair?
It's a share fair. That's what it is. It's a share fair. It's socialism.
It's
Thank you,
socialism.
Do, do, do. I don't know why I do when I've got yes.
Don't you have sound effect buttons?
Right there. I even got a glockenspiel.
Hooray!
The more you know. So yeah, banks went down. It's terrible. It's just crazy. The Russians also decided that an act of war was nothing. It's just an act of war.
Yeah.
It's not really an act of war. It was just a couple pilots, just messing around. So,
we didn't mean it.
We didn't mean it. No, that drone, that $500,000 drone, nah. And we're going to recover it. So we're not really wanting technology or to start a war with you guys, but you can't have your technology back. So just so everybody that in the back row that didn't hear, Russia says it will try to retrieve our drone that it dumped jettison 2 jets worth of fuel on and then accidentally knocked down.
Oops.
But it wasn't an act of aggression. It wasn't aggressive. It was just like a dog peeing on a hydrant.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
Right. So,
where do I get off?
Yeah.
When do I get off this mad train?
When do we actually say, we're America, let's do something? Because I was even telling my wife, I know this is highly inflammatory. This is like we do not want this. But we could take one aircraft carrier, hit Moscow with 50 cruise missiles, and Russia would say, I'm sorry, you are the best. And
wasn't America wasn't America a country of leaders at one point?
You said wieners? Because that's what they tell us in our history books now. That we stole everything, that we just whine, that we're not really the greatest, even though we're 2-time World War champions. We're not the best.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. Because Russia doesn't really want anything to do with us. They don't want to fight Ukraine and us.
Right.
Even though we sent all those military trains to Russia, to Ukraine, to fight Russia. And, it's turning the tables. All those military trains.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Putin said, we're gonna consider it an act of war if you take and give Ukraine a bunch of tanks. Crickets.
I mean, since we're pretty much
any acts of war. Did they? No, because he doesn't want to fight a war, and we're sitting there going, "Oh, we don't want to fight Russia." No, Russia doesn't want to fight us.
Yes.
If we didn't have falling Joe Biden,
that's how I see it.
We would just have stood up and said, "Look, go back to your country." He didn't attack Ukraine when Trump was president. He didn't attack Ukraine when Bush was president. He did it when Obama was president. He did it when Biden was president. So anyhow, Russia knocked down our drone, and then in a statement from the Department of their justice or whatever, they released that they were going to also go find the drone and get it. Their Security Council president, the security of Russia's national security, Patrushev, said we've got the capability, we're going to go get it.
Okay. Good luck.
So, where's the Navy SEALs? I mean, who else do you send to go get a drone out in the middle? The Coast Guard? Let's send the Coast Guard. At least then they wouldn't have guns to shoot people or something. I don't know.
You could send the Green Berets. You could send...
Well, they would just drown.
Actually, can we just send Army Rangers? I know this is mean. Can we just send the Army Rangers?
Right.
They're elite infantry. So.
Could we send the Central Park Rangers?
Slightly better.
Yeah, I mean, they could ride their horses right into the ocean. Right there.
Aren't they known for like knocking people down on the horses?
Yeah, they're pretty aggressive.
I like them.
Right. Good times. On that same note, DeSantis came out and rattled the establishment and said that U.S. interest in Ukraine was really not vital, and that the war between Russia and Ukraine was nothing really more than a territorial dispute.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
that should be fixable then.
We're spending billions of dollars here. Some people are kind of pissed that he said it's nothing more than a territorial dispute because they've got investments.
Mm-hmm.
They have billions of dollars of oil investments in Ukraine, or mineral rights in Ukraine, or checks coming to them. Biden was super upset. He shot back in like minutes. Somebody said, "Did you see this?" And he's like, I don't even know how to open my phone. So some 20-year-old intern said, the best communicator in the White House, look at this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's wild.
The press secretary said 2 weeks ago that Joe Biden was the best communicator that the White House had. If that's the case, we should fire everyone.
Is
right now.
Like,
it was more right now than it was like when Obama was president, or like,
got you.
You know,
Sleepy Joe,
fall down the stairs Joe, fall off your bike Joe, Joe can't form a sentence, Joe. Joe.
Who do they think they're fooling by saying these words?
I can't believe she said it with a straight face, but she thinks she's fooling Jurassic Park shirt wearing you. Yeah. I got my Karate Kid shirt on. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
With Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, and that's because you subscribe to the notion that dinosaurs were never real, right?
Right. I subscribe to the notion that Adam and Eve rode dinosaurs through the Garden of Eden, and, T-Rexes couldn't kill them because they had really short arms.
Okay, I'll give you that, but I'm pretty sure Adam flew around on a pterosaur. Like a pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Maybe Dimorphodon.
I could get in with that. So
one of the larger.
Got those pointy things on the wings and claw things. Very dangerous looking and the stuff. Yeah. On to another issue that I think is something that will come more to the forefront in the next few months and probably in the next year or so. A school in Vermont forfeited a game because they were playing against a transgender girl. And,
so a guy.
Yeah, basically. And the state of Vermont athletics and I guess superintendent banned them from any activities forthwith.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So science just is out the window.
Science fairs are done. They can't compete in any kind of extracurricular. They just basically told them they were now banned from any other school extracurriculars.
Right, because they don't understand that the person has 4 times the muscle mass.
Right. But they're taking the medications to suppress that.
He's vegan?
That's the best. Nah, if he's vegan, we're out. We can't do this. No, I condemn that one.
Whoa.
Get rid. It's over. It's over.
Whoa.
Down.
Whoa.
No.
Okay. So he's taking the women pill. He's taking estrogen pills.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some kind of. I mean, maybe they can have their own league. Maybe the 17 of them that get news press can have their own league and just compete against each other in things.
I mean, that's fair, right?
Swimming, running. Yeah, because you don't want to be a male or you don't want to be a girl. You want to be a transgender because you don't.
They should have their own league.
Yeah, you don't say I'm a woman. You say I'm a transgender, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because
so you want to segregate yourself, so have a segregated league.
You're talking about a physical, measurable difference here.
Are we really?
In my opinion, yes.
No, I mean, we are, but they're not. That's not what they're saying. They won't. I mean, mentally, we're definitely on the other side of things. I mean. We're talking about a deficit in mental capacity.
I mean, do they want to be acknowledged as human beings? Because it's not like I'm not acknowledging them as human. I'm just hit the science statistics of the.
I mean, obviously they want to compete in something, but from what I'm seeing, it's almost to the point where they want to compete in and win something so much that they're okay with
being trans,
with cheating. Yeah.
it's kind of cheating
with switching it. I mean, if you see that video from Massachusetts, I mean, that girl is, for the lack of a better term, is just blasting by the others. I mean, she slowed down to make fun of the others and then kept on trucking.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, it's like it's like if you wanted to run in the Olympics, let's make it fair. No groups. There's no women anymore. There's no men.
Right. Well, we could do that.
Literally just whoever can win, whoever is best gets to play.
Yeah, we could do that.
In that, there would be no women in sports.
Well, that would then that would be good for the WNBA.
I mean, the WNBA would be the NBA.
Yeah.
The WMLS would be the MLS.
How's that going to work for boxing?
Are you going to hit a girl? I mean, your track and field. Sorry, I was a little slow on the uptake here. Your track and field world records. Usain Bolt set the world record in the 100 at 9.58 seconds. Jackie Joyner Kersey, or Jackie Griffith or Florence Joyner, sorry, Flojo. I'm an old person. Jackie Joyner Kersey was before her. Broke the record at 10 seconds, 10.49 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, they're close, but in a race where a tenth of a second is five positions, in that
but that's what they want.
In that Usain Bolt race at 9.58, I'm sure someone ran under 10 or two people ran under 10, and you've got somebody right around 10, 10-1, 10-2. Jackie, Florence Joyner is probably 15th in that race. They do say that 10.49 was illegally wind aided and should never have been the record. That 10.54 is the real record, and from Eugene, Oregon.
Interesting.
So you want to take it even one step farther to the 200?
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go. Yeah,
200. Usain Bolt did it in 19.19 seconds. The women's 21.34. They're like 2 seconds off. There is no women in track, running track. There's just
that's huge.
Yeah, it's humongous.
Yeah.
That is the difference in muscle mass. That's the difference.
It is
in speed in anything.
We're denying cold hard facts. We're denying basic science. We're denying statistics.
I mean, let's go to the mile. Mile should be equal for everybody, right? Oh, the mile.
I think it was in middle school.
The fastest man mile was 3 hours and 43 minutes and 13. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Sorry, that was a marathon. 3 minutes, 43 seconds, and 13 tenths of a second. Hundredths of a second. The quickest woman mile is 4 minutes, 12 seconds, 0.33.
Huh.
So a whole minute difference. How many people finish that mile, or a half a second different, finish that mile in that time between the man and the woman.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You can show this in any way. I remember there was an interview between Mia Hamm, who is one of the greatest soccer playing women ever, and the men's national soccer team, and they said, "Do you think, because they won the World Cup, the U.S. women have won the World Cup, and the guys have never gotten close. I mean, they've made it to like the quarterfinals or semifinals or something like that, and that is as close as they've ever made it. And they're like, do you think you guys could compete on the men's level?" And Mia Hamm, that was one of the greatest the Pele of women's soccer, says, "No. Are you crazy?" The speed of the men's game, the muscle mass that they carry, the physicality that they play with.
Oh, she sounds smart.
There's no way we would be wiped off the field. And this is between world championship women and a
top
12th
tier
or 15th ranked men's team in the world.
Right. Yeah.
Not even like like a team that even has a dark horse shot of winning the World Cup. World champion, World Cup women, men who, show up.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's where we're at. The only fair way is to have no distinction.
Right.
If you really want to like play this game of race or gender stereotypes or any of that stuff, the only fairness is to have zero distinctions.
Yeah.
Make it fair for everybody.
Yep.
Make it clean.
Yep.
Because either way,
you'll see me out there.
Well, either way, you'll have somebody is, giving somebody a leg up for no reason.
Yeah.
So,
well, a third leg would be cheating.
It gets you going just a little faster, just a little quicker. Just like having them 6 wheels. School in Vermont, Christian school. So far, is there no other Christian schools that are going to step up and be like, nah, we're out. We'll play with them. We'll, join our own conference of, social misfits and those who stand to a higher calling.
Mm-hmm.
So far, there isn't.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's kind of a sad reality of our society. Sad social commentary of that.
It does sound like that. Things are progressing that way.
5 minutes to figure out that it's a dumb thing to do?
Well, we figured it out. It doesn't mean they figured it out.
Well, that's right. It took us like 5 minutes. I give them 25, 30 minutes. I mean, that's
fair?
That's being pretty generous. Pretty generous, I think. I mean, that's that's like 6 times the amount of time it took us.
Now we need to be fair and give them 10 years to figure this out.
10 years? I was really hoping by the end of this year I wouldn't have to hear about it anymore.
Sorry, my friend.
Man.
This is not going away.
Well, since everybody else is being scammed, the city of New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, admitted that they were scammed and fell for a Hindu sister city.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So the city officials were scammed?
Yeah, they reportedly negotiated out a cultural trade agreement. They hosted dignitaries from this fake city. They just, they did a whole lot of like glad handing and all kinds of stuff like that. And worked a deal with this nation of United States of Kailasa. Come to find out, after they got done with all of their proceedings, and I'm sure money was exchanged, and there was some kind of like trade and things of that nature. Yeah, come to find out that it is not a real city. It is actually part of a scam being done by a con man from India called Swami Nithyananda. And he's a fugitive from India that is reportedly being brought up on rape charges from 2019.
Oh.
Yeah. So not serious or anything.
I was gonna say that escalated.
Yeah, it definitely definitely seems like somebody didn't do a Google search.
Yeah, you'd think that would be on a map somewhere.
Their statement to CBS is, although this was a regrettable incident, the city of Newark remains committed to partnering with people from diverse cultures in order to enrich each other with connectivity, support, and mutual respect. Okay. Where was the mutual respect in that? They didn't care one bit about you. They just straight up conned you. Yeah,
that was just taking advantage of the situation.
There was no mutual respect in that deal. Man, to be Newark and be able to like, oh well, we got duped. It's cool. It happens.
It happens. Oh man,
not that big a deal.
That's funny.
What, like they say it so like matter of fact. I like that someone, one of the Newark residents goes, "Whose job was it to do a simple Google search? No one at City Hall, not one person did a Google search. Maybe we need a transformation of City Hall." Because no one person said, let me go and Google and figure out this was a fake city.
Right.
Yeah. Good times. It's okay. It's just taxpayer dollars. We don't.
Yeah, I mean, no one should lose sleep over this.
Right. No one should really care that, I'm sure that we handed him millions of dollars, or at least millions of dollars in aid or something. Jay Boots, lighten us up a little bit. Give us a story.
All righty. Well, I do have one I'd like to start. This is only slightly better.
Only slightly better.
I'm going to try to maybe
only a little
crescendo
less,
into another one.
Less disenfranchising.
I found an article on the internet that the title was "Border Patrol finds $67,000 worth of gold in a package only valued at $125."
Somebody lied on the insurance.
Well, that naturally piques my curiosity.
I mean, don't you like... I know that, I've spent a pretty penny on shipping before. And I think the only thing I ever claim is got to be only like $150. Which is sad because that's all they'll insure unless you claim more and pay the insurance. So if it goes down and you're like, oh, it was $150, they're going to be like, well, that was fraudulent, and they probably won't even pay you back the $150.
Right. This was out of Cincinnati. Border agents.
I like that the border agents of Cincinnati had their eyes open.
The port of Cincinnati. That's one of those elusive towns in Ohio.
The port of Cincinnati, landlocked. Only waterway, or only way to the ocean or anything else is the Ohio River. Yeah.
Border agents at that port discovered a package filled with $67,830 worth of gold in a shipment heading for Hong Kong with only a declared value of $125. U.S. Customs and Border Protection said officers selected a random package.
That just happened to get the right one.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's like the Bengals. I mean, we selected the right player and just happened to get the right one, and now they've gone to a couple of Super Bowls.
They x-rayed it, opened the shipment, and found 4 gold bars and a box of loose gold concealed within articles of clothing.
Huh. So somebody was just trying to get it to China.
The gold was 98% pure.
Interesting. How did they get like 98%? Why did like 23 karat gold?
Yeah.
Like this isn't actual bullion. It's just like a bunch of people's jewelry that they've been robbing. This is like
say bricks.
This is an Asian syndicate of robbery. They've been stealing 18 karat jewelry or jewelry and smelting off the bad stuff and the pot metals and turning it into bricks.
Right.
And now they're sending it back to the Chinese mob, which could be the Chinese government, but it would be no different than the U.S. And the U.S. government mob. So
that's nuts.
That's nonsense. They're not really a mob.
But what I really liked about this article was at the end of the article where they got the Chicago field office CBP field director to say the CBP, Customs Border Patrol, aspires to be the most innovative and trusted law enforcement agency in the world. That's a quote.
The Border Patrol of the United States? The Customs Border Patrol of the United States?
Aspires to be the most innovative and trusted law enforcement agency in the world. Move over, FBI.
Move over? Yeah, I mean, are these the same guys that work down in Mexico that said, no, we don't want a wall? Or the guys that they said, no, we're not going to build you a wall because you're the most trusted and innovative group of law enforcement in the world?
Oh,
you don't even need a wall. You probably can mind meld those people back to Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the same U.S. border.
It's the same guys. Okay.
It's under Homeland Security now. It was separate, and then Bush put it under Homeland Security back in during his reign.
So it's all one.
Mm-hmm.
All one group of Border Patrol.
Yep.
Okay. The same ones that don't have a wall down in Mexico are the best in the world.
Yeah. Innovative.
Innovative. Yes. Creative, innovative. Efficient, not so much, but innovative, yes. Yes. We're good at, basically, they're just saying they're good at thinking of ideas, of ways to maybe keep a couple people out of our country.
Mm-hmm.
Or
yeah, that's all
$67,000 worth of gold in
that's all I really see from them. I don't expect much from them.
in a package only insured for $150. Is this an insurance fraud claim, or
Right.
like what is it? You're no longer allowed to send gold to China? Is China considered a terrorist state?
That's where we send all our 23 care.
Is this a maybe they took a bunch of gold leaf and just like kept mashing it together, melded it, and they got 23 karat. Like, why can't they send $67,000 and only insure $150 worth of it?
Right.
I mean, is the problem that they had the wrong insurance, or is the problem that they're sending it to the terrorist state China?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that was not much of an enlightening story.
I'm terribly sorry. I wanted to mention it.
No, that was a great story, though. I mean, it does like start posing a few extra questions, but
I'm sure our nefarious leader will have something to say and sum it all up.
He's not going to comment on that. He's going to comment on probably the people who spoke up at the protests in Berkeley, but that's it. He doesn't even care about the drone. He did speak up against DeSantis when DeSantis called it a border dispute, but he's not going to get angry about a drone.
No, I don't really see him getting angry.
No. He can't be angry. He'd be angry with himself for falling all the time. He's got to be chill. Did you have just one more story?
Oh, by chance I did. I'm really excited about this one.
Good.
This takes place in a far-off land called Texas.
Oh, I wish I could be there now.
It sounds warm and inviting.
Sounds glorious.
A Texas woman whose career in radio spans more than 71 years was awarded a Guinness World Record for her tenure in broadcasting.
All right.
Mary McCoy was awarded the record for the longest career as a radio presenter DJ. Her airtime in the industry was verified at 71 years, 357 days on February 15th.
Wow.
She got started 5 days a week at the age of 12, beat the previous record by 3 years.
We can't count that. That's child labor law endangerment.
Said that was a quote from the Guinness people.
That was back, though, in the 40s and 50s when you could work at the age of like 10.
Yeah.
As I mean, this is why the greatest generation is such a hardworking, and still some of them are alive today.
Yeah.
Because they decided to go out and make something of themselves.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like she says, she's got a quote in here. Growing up, my dream was to get into the entertainment business. I started out singing at talent shows, and when I was asked to audition for the radio show, they liked what they heard, and I started working at KMCO Radio, April 20th, 1951.
Shout out to KMCO Radio. That is probably not there anymore.
So now she's 85 years old, and she does 2-hour country classics shows 6 days a week.
6 days. I started out as a 5-day-a-week radio host, and as soon as I was old enough, maybe 65 or so years into the business, I went to 6 days.
So now she's over at KVST K-Star Country in Huntsville.
Okay. KMCO is still a radio station. It is out of McAllister, Oklahoma. K101.3.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty much. They have Motor Racing Network, International Netherlands International Directory. Yeah, they do stuff. Yeah, she now does a 2-hour, 6 days a week. That just to let you know, if you ever quit what you do, what you love, you're gonna die.
Ain't
She's
that the
gonna
truth?
keep on doing what she loves forever, and she'll probably never die.
Live to be 150.
150 plus.
Mm-hmm. There won't even be genders at 150.
At 150, do you care what gender you wake up in the morning and feel like you associate with? I feel like I'm kind of a robot today, so I'm not binary.
Yeah. By the time she gets to 150, we'll have aliens, and there will be all these different robots leading people. And
I've got 3 knees and 2 new hips. I'm pretty much non-binary.
Yeah. My
got a pig.
My
heart.
knees are. My legs are operated by ones and zeros.
Right.
I survived my 3rd zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Well, got a final Florida man for the day. Not a final, but I got a Florida man to finish out the show here. So, a Florida man was going to a clam chowder cookout for St. Patty's Day and found a clam that was 214 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That seems ancient.
Yeah, it's 5 times the usual size, tipping the scales at 2.5 pounds. Pretty much they've determined the age by the amount of rings on its shell or how many layers it has on the shell.
Oh, well, that's neat.
Yeah. This giant clam was named. Get this. I gotta do a run up for it. I'm gonna do some.
Oh, it's got a real name?
It's got a real name.
Oh, let's hear it.
The name is Abraham Lincoln.
Yes. Yes.
Dude then opened it, cut it in half, and put it in a stew. No, he didn't. He didn't.
Oh, I was going to say, well, wait a minute. That was an underwhelming ending.
Nope. Abraham Lincoln is alive and healthy today. He was chucked back into the Gulf of Mexico and lives to eat more whales or whatever clams eat.
I think it's whales, yeah.
I definitely think it's at 2.5 pounds. You're a clam. You can eat whatever you want.
I would say so. He's a
214 years old. You just choose to eat, drink, or be merry, however and wherever you are.
Hear to that.
They probably just chucked a dead clam, a dead 214-year-old clam
that's
into
terrible.
the ocean.
Oh, that's terrible. Poor fella, Abraham Lincoln.
They were literally like picked it up and were getting ready to open it up and realized this is a giant clam. This is probably a special one.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. This clam was born in like 1809. This clam lived through the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, the First World War, WW2, Korea, Vietnam. This clam lived through it all. This clam is
that the same
survivor.
Now, which war was the same war as the War of 1812?
The War of 1812 and the French-American War? Something like that. British-American War.
So not the Korean War?
Not the Korean War was not the 1812 one. But it did live through the War of 1812, which was fought in 1813.
Yeah. I feel like every time that needs mentioned. It doesn't have to be mentioned, but I feel like just it needs mentioned.
Yes. And I just feel like that's the news, like, being preemptive. Did they, like, put the War of 1812 in the news before it was fought in 1813? Did they, like, announce, we're at war in 1812?
I mean, yeah, if you go along with how they pump out the mainstream narrative, there's no reason why you couldn't assume they missed it and, went a little early.
What if we just explore the option that the War of 1812 was actually fought in 1619?
I like it.
Could we see ourselves exploring a world that allows us to see the War of 1812 through the lens of 1619?
I'm willing to try.
If you're willing to try, I think we can forge a better historical world. Or we could make up whatever the heck we want.
And sell it. How would we sell it, though?
We could sell it as the 1619 Project. Oh, no, wait. Nope, somebody's already doing that. With the founding of our country. Could we explore a history that says we founded our country in 1619?
Yeah.
I mean, what would that even, like, why? What is the meaning of that?
I don't know.
I don't either. Abraham Lincoln lives on.
And for that, I am forever thankful.
For that, we end our podcast. That's what we learned. Abraham Lincoln, the best dang clam in the Gulf of Mexico. Do. This one's for you, Abraham. It's the Why I'm Angry podcast, ending now. Remember to follow, like, and share the Why I'm Angry podcast across all social media platforms and anywhere you get your podcasts. The Why I'm Angry podcast ends now.